Hello, I am Shanna Pyzer. I am a Christian life coach and I have a podcast called the Christian Life Coach Podcast. I'm also an author. I wrote a book called Self Care as Stewardship, and you can get that on Kindle or paperback from Amazon. And I would love it if you would do that. And I just want to chat about how I am feeling and kind of process a little bit, I guess, about the whole Charlie Kirk assassination that happened just under a week ago. And I've written down a couple notes. I have no idea like where this is going to go. I know where I want to end it, but I just want to share. And because I have my own YouTube channel, I can share. And if you're here listening, I appreciate you being here. I would love to hear what you think. If anything that I say resonates with you, if any of it is helpful, if you disagree with it, you're welcome. Welcome to have your opinion and to share it. Depending, I guess. Depending on where this goes. So I was in I live in Idaho. I was in Washington spending the week with my son and his wife and my grandbaby. And on Wednesday, when I heard the news that Charlie Kirk had been shot, I was obviously shocked and started praying immediately for him. And then when it was released that he did not make it, I was devastated. Like it really it hit me. And like we're seeing on social media, like so many of us had the same reaction and the same kind of emotional response to it, which is understandable. Like I didn't know him personally. I knew who he was. I loved watching his the Instagram reels that would come up of his talking with people on college campuses in his Prove Me Wrong tour, I guess. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I hadn't like read his books. I hadn't listened to his podcast, but I absolutely appreciate his wisdom. And I was just always amazed at how intelligent he is and how quick and how like he had so much information stored in his brain that he could have well thought out kind responses just at the ready when people came up and asked him questions. And I mean, granted, most of the questions were similar, but he never knew what they were going to come up and ask. So I just thought, I mean, I was just always so impressed with him and just his level of intelligence and the way that he could keep his cool. And so I was obviously shocked and just so sad and still and will continue to be so sad that his family lost him, his babies are going to grow up without him, his wife, like all of his family, his parents, whoever. And obviously I don't know any of these people, but because I'm a human being, I care about other human beings. And really as a Christian, God was using him in such a crazy powerful way. And so I just as I was, processing, and of course I went straight to my phone and was trying to get all the information and see everything I possibly could, except not really, because I went onto Twitter to see, I can't remember. It was something that somebody else said about a tweet, or what's it called now? It's on X. So is it a tweet anymore? What's it called on X? I don't even know. A tweet. So I went to look at it and I scrolled and I saw the video, a close-up video of it actually happening. And I had an intense visceral response to that. I felt violated. I really felt violated. I did not want to see that. I was not seeking that out. I would never want to see that. And at that point, I knew that Charlie was gone, and I I can't get that visual out of my head, and it's a visual that I never wanted in my head, and I think it's absolutely repulsive that it's being posted over social media and all of that. So anyway, I was just, sad, and then so disgusted and angry that this happened, that somebody decided what Charlie Kirk's life was worth and when it should end. And short of the death penalty, nobody should get to decide when somebody else's life ends. The death penalty, I believe, is a totally separate situation. And that's a whole nother discussion. But we are not in charge of deciding when somebody's life should be over. And so I was angry that because Charlie had opinions, and also he didn't just have willy-nilly opinions. His opinions were based on the Bible and based on the founding documents of our country. So it wasn't like he was just out making stuff up. He knew the Bible and he knew the founding documents. I don't know, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, what else? I don't even know. But he was just so intelligent, and because he had opinions that were based on the Bible and the founding documents of our country, he was hated and killed. And I should have looked up the definition of a martyr. I didn't. I assume that he fits that definition. And it's heartbreaking to me. It makes me so sad and so angry that we have come to the place where this happens in our country, and people are applauding it. People are celebrating it. And that disgusts me. That is disgusting to me. And I follow that girl named Blake on Instagram, and one of her posts or stories or something was she is so thankful that she cannot comprehend how people are celebrating and saying the disgusting, evil things that they're saying. And I was like, yes, I'm so glad that I don't understand that I can't comprehend it. I'm so glad that I am so far removed from that I can't even imagine celebrating somebody dying. I can't imagine that. I don't understand how anybody does that. Even, and my husband and I were talking about this in the car a little bit yesterday, even the death penalty. When I remember when, who was it? Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was executed. I don't know what year it was, but I feel like I remember it. Maybe I remember seeing it in a movie or on the news. I don't know, but I feel like I remember the day that he was executed. And even as a kid, however old I was, I don't know. I can't imagine celebrating that. That is sad. It's sad that a human being went down a path that led him to that place where he was executed. Do I believe in the death penalty? Yes. Do I celebrate somebody's death? No, I don't. And so I can't comprehend that. I don't know. I don't understand. And I'm seeing we all are, right? We're all seeing all of the things. And I have my social media so curated that my sister sent me a message and said, I'm over here unfollowing people And I was like, are people really saying mean things? Because in my social media feed, people are not saying mean things because I have curated my social media. Um, and like maybe to the too extreme, I don't know, but she sent me a screenshot of somebody that we actually know from growing up and what their comment was. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so disgusting. I can't, like, that's so gross. How could anybody say those things about another human being? I just don't understand it. And I don't want to be able to understand it. I don't want to be able to understand that perspective. Um, so I'm also I love seeing um I mean, as much as I can love it because of the situation, because I absolutely hate the situation. I hate that Charlie Kirk was killed. Passionately, I hate that. And I appreciate people on social media that are posting like things that other people say, like calling him a racist or a homophobe or anything like that. And then pulling up video of what he actually said about those things. And it's refuting them every time. And people are believing lies and running with it and posting things that aren't even true. They've never even listened to him speak. They didn't go and listen to what words he said about racism or about homosexuality or anything. They didn't go and listen, and yet they're spewing that they're, I don't know, libeling. Is that what it is? I don't know. They're completely lying about him, saying things that were not true, putting words in his mouth that he never spoke, and creating a narrative that is completely false. It's a complete lie. If you go and listen to what he said about these topics, like in several different places, then you will know he was not racist. He was not a homophobe. Like, it just wasn't true. And I'm like, why am I making this video? I don't even know. I'm doing it for me. If it helps somebody else, great. But I remember back in like the 2021-ish, I really felt the impression that God was telling me that my time of silence was coming to an end. And at the time I worked in a public school system, you know, everything was, temperatures were high, everything was so charged. And in the public school system, I was surrounded by people that believe completely opposite as me and have no problem spewing what they believe, assuming that everybody else believes it too. And I would speak up here and there a little bit, but I just really, I didn't know. I never wanted to say the wrong thing. So I generally didn't say much. And I really felt at that time God was impressing upon me, your time of silence is ending. And so little by little, I have seen that happening. And I feel like with Charlie Kirk's death and just seeing that he gave it all, he put himself out there. He wanted to have the dialogue, like he wanted to be challenged. He wanted to have the conversation. And as far as I can see, he did it in a very respectful, kind, loving, compassionate, truthful, honest way. I have seen some videos where he lost his cool because he's passionate. We all lose our cool. But I haven't seen him say anything that I was like, oh, no. Does he have some strong opinions? Yes. But if you can trace it back from where it comes from and see why he thought that the way that he thought, it's so much easier to understand whether you agree with it or not. You can see, like, oh, that makes sense that he thinks that. He shouldn't have had to die for it. Shouldn't have left his kids for it. He shouldn't have left his wife for it. That's crazy. And then going through social media, and of course, even I, with my highly curated feeds, I see the comments that people are leaving, or I see the posts that people I follow they're commenting about other people's posts. So I'm definitely seeing the ugliness now. And what I keep reminding myself of, and what I reminded myself of all through the um the coronavirus stuff, everything, is our struggle. It's Ephesians 6:12, and this is the amplified version. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, contending only with physical opponents. Our battle is against the rulers, the powers, the world forces of this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly supernatural places. So I remind myself, I remind my husband, I remind anybody that I really talk to, our battle is not against flesh and blood. It is not these people. It is the evil that is being spread, and it is using these people. And so that's my way to kind of like back up a little bit and hate the sin and hate the evil, but not the people. So when you are seeing the disgustingness, I mean, really, it is disgusting what people are saying, remind yourself, my struggle is not against flesh and blood. This is a battle between darkness and light, and evil and righteousness. It's the ultimate battle between God and Satan, and it's being fought right in front of us. We have a front row seat, literally, and within ourselves. So I really encourage you to question, number one, if you see somebody say something about anybody at any time, and definitely right now about Charlie Kirk, because that's front and foremost in our feeds, ask, is it true? Go find out if it's true. Did he really say that? Did that person really say that? Is that what they meant? Or is this somebody's skewing what they heard into a 6-word social media post to get followers and get engagement? So is this even true? And if it's not true, unfollow that person. And before you comment, before you respond, before you post, is what you're saying true? And is what you're saying helpful? And that's in my podcast, in my coaching, in my own self, I want to ask myself, is this true? Is this helpful? And if it's not true and helpful, I don't want to have a part of it. So you can use that before, as you're looking at stuff, and before you post anything or comment on anybody's post or make offhanded comments, whatever. Is this true and is it helpful? Curate your feed. Unfollow people that are saying disgusting, vile things. And that's kind of like you're voting with your follows. You are telling them, I don't appreciate that. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. And I don't want to see it in my feed. And if we do that more and more, the people that are saying the vile things aren't going to have a huge following, because we're voting with our follows. We're saying yes to some things and no to others by who we follow, by what we're consuming. I would also encourage you to vote with your energy. What are you spending time doing? Are you, and like, don't get me wrong, I got sucked in. I wanted all the information, and I am a person who especially since 2020, I have turned off the news. I do not watch the news. I like when I hear the news, my anxiety starts going blah, blah, blah. And so I do not watch news. If I want to find something out, I'll search for it, get the information that I want, and be on my way. And typically, anything that I really need to know about, it's going to show up in my feed at some point because I have it curated. So, what are you spending your energy doing? Are you getting sunlight in your eyes? Are you taking care of your body and your mind and your spirit? Are you connecting with the people that matter to you? Are you engaging in activities that are that would that would you could say are true and helpful? Are you doing things that are on mission for you, that fulfill your purpose here? So vote with your energy. And this, the whole vote thing, vote with your follows, vote with your energy, that came from there's a social media account, I think it's called Vote With Your Dollars, and I was just like, that is so good. Vote with your money. Where are you spending your money? Is it, I'm not even going to say anything specific. Vote with your money. Is your money going to things that matter? Is it going to better yourself and better others, or is it contributing to the problem? And that's the Bible verse, something about where your treasure lies, there's your heart, or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's that Bible verse. So I don't know. I just want to encourage you. Is it true? Is it helpful? Don't let yourself get sucked into lies that are being told about not just Charlie Kirk, but anybody. I am of the opinion that I don't believe anything that I see on social media. Like oh my word, this drives me crazy. When people reshare things, and I'm sure I've done it, reshare things only to find out or be told by somebody else, hey, this is fake. Like I want to go to the source before I post a quote that says that somebody said this quote. I want to go verify that that's their quote that they said. So just be careful. Be careful about what you post. Be careful about what you believe that you see on the internet. And be careful what you consume. And I just want to read this passage in 2 Timothy 3. And this is the New Living Translation, which is a really good, apparently it's like a fifth grade reading level, the New Living Translation. That's what I heard anyway. I did not verify it. So 2 Timothy 3, starting at verse 1 in the New Living Translation. You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times, for people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like that. And I will just end with that. And I might have more to say. I don't know. For anybody that cares. And I just, please pray. Pray for Charlie Kirk's family. Pray for our nation. Pray that people will come back to their senses and stop being used by the enemy. And remember that our battle is not against flesh and blood. It is about the powers of this present darkness. So hope that helps. Hope it encourages you in some way. I would love to hear what you think. Thank you.